Maluna moves to the finals. Finals is going to be Careless versus Maluna. But before that, we have the Sean versus Minty third place match. Pre-bans are in. And we see the double A Vildred pre-ban. Partly due to Sean looked like he panicked. We saw some random mouse movement there. Alright, and we get the DM first pick from Sean again though. Sean versus Minty. And Minty definitely pick up a very heavily damage oriented team here with SSB, Kayron, and Spectre Tenebria. No healers, just a Fallen Cecilia right now to help protect his team, while Sean is picking a much more tanky team with DN and Crow and A Ravi there.
I'm back. I was doing my waifu bot rolls. Cough. Seeing the Elena come in for the counter aggression, we know we've seen the Spectre Tenebria MLK fight before, I will say. Maybe things will look a little bit different with sufficient protection, like we've seen DN Crow put out so effectively.
And we do see
but we see a Bazaar last pick.
Bazaar being picked up, but Sean picking up his MLK again. We'll see how this works out for him this time. And Chicken's up. Just gotta wait for the bans here. Bans are through, and we see A Ravi and Bazaar ban. Sean banning out the Bazaar, which definitely makes sense considering he has so many buffs there on his team.
100%.
Minty still having no sort of sustain here. But Spectre Tenebria definitely going to be trouble for Sean here, unfortunately.
Especially since comparatively she's so safe. The only thing that can potentially really touch her is an MLK S3, which might just cycle SSB's counter even easier.
I think the biggest thing here is that the only sort of AoE that Sean has on his team is the MLK skill 3, right?
Right.
Which, exactly. after that's done, Spectre Tenebria is left wide open.
We've seen it multiple times, though, that Sean actually uses MLK Soulburn S3 and actually killed multiple units before.
True. And we're also seeing again how important speed tuning is and how well Sean is doing it. With Elena just eating up so many of the turns and momentum that Minty had. In these next couple turns.
Skill nullifier goes up for Minty.
This is actually really, really nice because this protects the Spectre Tenebria.
Yeah, and that's true. Since Elena already skill 3'd, he can't even use the Elena to pop the skill nullifier off. The only thing he can do is he has the MLK for the skill 3. So
but with Kayron S1ing throughout all of this, MLK's looking to put in some extreme work.
So I guess the biggest thing here is I'm wondering if Sean's gonna opt to skill 3 early or not, or if he's gonna wait for that until his MLK has. Okay, so he does go for the skill 3.
Yeah, I think now would be the best time to do it, especially since SSB is already at 4 on her focus stack anyway. it doesn't make sense going out for it, and he's got the resist debuffs, so the SSB does absolutely nothing to the barrier anti-crit defense buff, resist buff.
And that ammo can hit really hard there, lowering pretty much everyone except for Spectre Tenebria.
And Kayron's looking at this point in time where he's looking at an F3, and who are you going to hit? 3 water units or an Emilken. It's not a good time to be a Kayron right now. And Fallen Cecilia, because Kayron is at the lowest HP, the shield is always going to go onto him. And him having a buff, doesn't exactly bode well. So S3, he doesn't want to hit the water units. He doesn't want to hit the Emilken. He has to, obviously, because in S1, what are you going to do, and he misses
the crit, unfortunately.
But with the anti-crit buff, and being 5 versus water, odds were in Sean's favor, obviously. So, not the best day to be a K-Mon, I must say.
Sean is actually cycling quite quickly. Ooh, the dual attack, though.
The dual attack was rough. I just don't think it, I don't think it really mattered in like the macro, of the game. Minty was on the back foot from draft.
Definitely helped make the game easier for Sean. Took a bit of gave him a bit of breathing room there, but Minty counters with his own dual attack with Spectre Tenebria.
In conclusion, Epic 7, 5%.
Yes. Minty's Elia's knife doing a lot of work here. Unfortunately, it looks like he didn't get the crit on Emilken, which sucks for Sean, because he doesn't get the counter there.
The dual attacks yet again.
But we did talk about how DN and Emilken is a bit of a weird combo together. DN does help sustain attack buff and all that, but the anti-crit doesn't work the best with Emilken, which we're seeing right now, where Emilken could have countered twice. Doesn't get the counters off because there's no crit coming through, because DN's doing what she's supposed to do.
Right, and that which she does is incredibly impactful as well. Just the sheer amounts of mitigation that she's providing, cycling, non-stop, just incredibly powerful buffs. And as people have pointed out, we're not seeing many strippers being drafted today. When Alencia has been drafted, she's performed relatively well.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more Alencias because of that.
Yeah, right. And Basar obviously is the better counter. He's a harder counter to this kind of team. But you also have to keep in mind that he's always going to be banned, Kara's at this opportunity where he has the horse up, can't use it.
Definitely gonna have to hope for a provoke there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no points, I don't think. Unless he wants the barrier.
He wants the barrier.
He wants the barrier. But also, I think it's really, really hard for Minty to come back from this. I think, at the first 4v3, I think it was game. But unless she Omega pops off and kills Emilken right here, it's not going to happen.
I think the main thing I'm worried about here is the fact that Kayron, if Kayron gets a kill here, I feel like there's a slight possibility.
Yeah,
because
he'd have to crit through the anti-crit.
Yeah.
Which she does.
Okay, Emilken falls. So that's the thing.
Remember what I said about Caster's Curse?
So because
every time you say something's gonna happen, it happens because he has the souls to soul burn Spectre Tenebria right here.
But because Kayron has immortality, Sean is stuck attacking Kayron.
Yeah,
pretty much. Stuck. There's nothing else he can do.
Spectre Tenebria has been saved throughout this entire time. She did not double attack because she does have S3 up, which is interesting.
Probably go for a DN kill.
Yeah, most likely.
Going for Elena.
Goes for Elena.
Gets the crit.
Gambles gets the crits. Goes balls to the walls. The pushback isn't enough.
Sean goes for the soul burn.
He knows he has to soul burn DN because he had already used Krau's S3 for the barrier. So there's no point in saving the souls. There's the fire water crit.
Oh, man.
that was nasty.
That one cast is fun.
Is this
Yeah.
Holy Sacrifice?
Cast is fucking cursed.
Or was that
my
Aureus?
I believe it was Aureus.
God. I think it was Aureus, I'm pretty sure.
And first match
Minty.
goes to Minty. I think, I'll be honest there. Personally for me, I felt like that provoke on Kayron instead of the horse might have been a better choice.
Yes, I do agree with that.
That wouldn't have allowed, if he got the provoke off, he wouldn't have died or whatnot. It would have allowed him to just kill the Kayron straight up, since it wouldn't have let the immortality go through.
Correct. Although it still would have been an RNG % chance for the provoke to land, I do agree that it was the better move. 100%. So had he done that, and then there was the RNG chance of him missing, but if he did miss the provoke, Kayron still could have missed the crit. He would have been stacking the odds in his favor for sure.
Alright.
But yeah, so somehow Panchui is still being proven correct. I don't know how.
Smile.
Smile. He who picks Emlican loses. I mean, obviously it's a really good Emlican. That's just the 50-50. Yeah, on the Kayron.
It was a very close match though, like in the end. That could have gone both ways either way.
It was an interesting game,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. For sure. So we're seeing similar picks from Sean coming up right off the bat. And it makes sense, DN, obviously. Despite the RNG not working with the coin flips, still one of the most powerful units in the game. And it looks like Minty's going with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it
Very true.
kind of deal.
Minty definitely going a heavily damage-oriented team again there, while Sean's going a lot more defensive. And I guess, yeah, as Eska pointed out, Sean banning the Kayron from PTSD from last game, I guess.
I mean, we've seen before, like all of these Elias knives, Kayrons especially, dealing so much on every side. You know. Oh, there's the Alencia.
There's the Alencia pick and the Violet pick too.
Potentially to deny Alencia going against the DN, but also stacking grass against
The SSB.
the SSB, potentially with the intention of saying, all right, I've got my SSB checks. I can ban something else now. But we see a response with Fire Tenebria Bizarre, which are incredibly powerful units, and Champion Zerato, the natural counterpick to those two. Interesting. I have a lot of questions about that picture, Gabe.
Don't worry about it. All right, Chicken's gone, and we get the Spectre Tenebria ban along with the Champion Zerato ban.
Makes sense. It's what we would have expected.
No matter what, he has to ban the Spectre Tenebria as, you know, similar situation. He only has one AoE.
Right.
Otherwise, she'd be too
And
big of a
obviously,
threat.
yeah, and obviously Minty has to ban this Champion Zerato because double mage. All these AoE debuffs being put into play. And SSB. Zerato was a great pick and obviously a great ban.
Does hit the Lilius though, pushing her back.
Bizarre doing bizarre things.
Yup.
We see the Moonlight Dreamblade come into play with Violet, but
Oh, it's pretty.
The
yeah.
elemental disadvantage is a lie.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought we knew this. Oh, that hurts to see. Even, you know. Even now.
It's actually not looking so good for Sean.
Yeah, it really isn't. Diane not being able to do her thing really, really hurts.
Minty going straight with the skill 3 to try to get a kill.
But
On
doesn't
Alencia.
crit.
Crit.
What?
99% crit?
Nani desu ka?
Curious to know how much crit is on that Aravi there.
I am actually really curious.
Goes for the skill 2.
If she's like 99, I'll be very. That would be so unfortunate.
SSB goes for the skill 3. Kron once, or sorry, Violet once again.
Right.
Probably miss, but because of that, SSB is just getting all that damage, free damage off there. Pretty much wiping the team out.
That's a 4v2. Yeah.
Still looking quite scary though for Minty, because it might be a Violet solo really soon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That, I gotta say, the crits from Tenebria onto DN there is very unfortunate.
That was cool. I must say. That was cool. But that is just...
And
that's Bob.
He does get the kill, unfortunately.
If DN was able to get her skills off, that would not have happened right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's so unfortunate.
That was very unfortunate for Sean there.
Welcome to Epic 7.
And we'll see what happens here. The Violet does have a bit of lifesteal. We'll see.
True.
If,
he's on lifesteal set, which is interesting.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with this Violet here.
He might be in trouble soon as Apple's going to go down. Once it's down.
Landing the attack down on Aravi.
Can he do enough damage? He can! Oh, he nukes the Aravi!
That is big damage.
Okay, so the main thing is...
Sleep lock.
We need to see the Moonlight Dreamblade. Right, yes, but he has Moonlight Dreamblade. It procs!
And we do see it.
And he's going to get the Apple up.
He's going to get Apple back. Loses the attack buff, but Apple is worth it.
Soulburn.
Soulburn the S1, guarantee the proc chance of the
doesn't
attack down.
Miss.
Crits.
Counter.
And we're seeing the counter crit. Violent did strip, but I think that's he has to do this over and over again.
Yeah. And Moonlight Dreamblade, and
that is game.
Wow, the Violet bringing the game back for Sean.
Can we just say that this tournament, just in general, has had so many ups and downs with like Violet carrying, turning it around. Holy sacrifice, Lilius.
The holy sacrifice, Lilius was another thing. The Violet here,
effective 1v4.
And
wow,
didn't show that, but Derp asking Sean to show ML Ken, which obviously Sean isn't gonna reveal, right? You know, because everyone doesn't know the stats right now.
Well, why would they know the stats? You know.
Yeah. But I have to be honest, the Violet there really brought home the game there. Like the fact that he was able to actually come back. The fact that he was able to do enough damage to kill the Aravi was a little bit surprising.
It was extremely offensive, especially since I'm anticipating at least several lifesteal pieces that don't have crit damage as a sub. Insane. Killing the Aravi was not something I had anticipated.
Yeah, I didn't imagine I didn't imagine there was enough damage coming through to actually kill the Aravi.
And then it was overkill. It actually did so much. So much. Yeah, it's insane.
Alright, pre-bans are going through, and hopefully we get the right picks here. Right first pick. Alright. And final round here. Scores 1-1. Sean and Minty going at it to see who takes home the third place. I do see some comments in chat about the Sean's 5-star awakened DN here, triggering some of them. And, you know, I think you guys need to bring that up with Sean next time you guys see him in chat. I tell him to awaken his DN. Alright, and we see Bassar being picked up right away by Minty here. Early Bassar pick. And Minty does pick up SSB. Picking A Ravi and Champion Zerao in counter to Basar and SSB there. Champion Zerao being someone who Minty will not want to be on the field, considering he has so many debuffs.
Ooh.
Okay, Minty going in hard with the damage here. Taking C-Dom Oxlots. Committing very hard to this.
I think this is the first time we've seen C-Dom in this tournament.
Actually, we haven't actually seen C-Dom being picked up from what I remember. In any of our other matches.
The runner-up of Pantry's tournament, used C-Dom with extreme efficiency.
Jinx's C-Dom definitely was big. And we see Sean pick up the MLK. No Violet this time, surprisingly. No Violet in this team comp here against the SSB. And what we can see Minty pick up as the last pick here. Judge Kisei.
Judge Kisei.
All right, chickens up. Gotta hide the bands here real quick. But Minty definitely going all in on damage there.
I will say Judge Kisei was an interesting pick.
Yeah, Judge Kisei in the MLK. Okay, so he does ban the MLK though.
Into MLK, but also into Lena.
And Sean's team here is very defensive, to be honest. While Minty has a lot of damage on his team though. It's a little scary for Sean, I have to say.
It's very possible that he might not live after this Judge Kisei cleave.
We'll see. Here we go.
Can he tank this?
And that Champion Zerado is going to die there. Can the Elena cut though? I'm curious if that Elena cut. Oh no, he wouldn't be able to.
Be reset.
No.
She still wouldn't be able to cut though, actually.
C-Dom.
Yeah, the C-Dom.
Yeah. And...
Ooh, she does.
Yeah. But, I mean... Iravi's dead here. Yep, yeah. That's what we thought. And now it's two Soul Reavers.
Yep. That's it for Sean, unfortunately. That was definitely a much quicker round there.
Yeah.
Sean getting cleaved, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was very quick.
And Minty takes home the win there.